All right, I had a couple of thoughts as I was just finishing a deadlift workout here and doing some pull-ups and so on. So I just had a couple of thoughts on deadlifting and a pretty important point that I wanted to make with regards to the setup of a deadlift that could really be a difference maker for a lot of people who might struggle with their starting position and maintaining a proper neutral spine position. So I'm going to show what I mean. A lot of people, when they do a deadlift, what they do is they'll set up from the top down. And they'll try to establish a flat spine position from that way. So they'll come up like this, and then they'll get tight for their pull. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that particularly. If you have the capability, the mobility, and the flexibility to do that, then there's no problem there. But a lot of people will have a problem with it, especially if they have longer legs, or if they have a long way up and down, if they're just a taller person, etc. But even people who aren't that tall or who don't have long legs might struggle to get into that position. The reason why is because we have to assess what has control of the pelvis at what point during the lift, okay? The lower back, the glutes and hamstrings, those are three important parts of your posterior chain. The thing is, the direction each one of those muscles contracts is different. So the glutes and hamstrings contract this way, and they're responsible for posterior tilting the pelvis. So they're actually responsible for creating a little bit more of that spine flexion. The lower back extends, right? And so because it extends, it controls the pelvis through a contraction that's this way. And so for that, it's going to create the good arched position that we want, or that neutral to arched position that we want at the beginning of the pull. So in other words, when we're down here in a deadlift starting position, we want our lower back to have the most control over the pelvis to achieve that right spine position. Now, a lot of people don't have the strength to overcome a tight pair of hamstrings or an overactive pair of glutes or whatnot, and so they get into a problem when they come here from the top down. And then they get into a flexed position, something like that. You know, and no matter how hard they try, they keep on going into that flexion, and that's not good. So what I like to do with clients and with myself as well is I like to take the tension and take that tautness out of my hamstrings by actually removing the opportunity from going from the top down and pulling up into my starting position. So that's a simple change of going into a full deep squat, not even recognizing your back position when you do that, roll the bar out, squat down deep, and then pull up into that starting position to give your lower back a nice, better chance of getting the opportunity to extend and control the pelvis through that beginning phase of the lift. So I go like this, I'll roll out, I'll squat way deep, roll in, pull up. And there's my start position, and my back is in a much better place. So pulling up into your starting position could be an easy way to slacken the hamstrings a little bit and let them forfeit a lot of pelvic control to give that lower back a better chance to establish that control and start your pull from there. And that's it.